guys, how's everybody doing today? I hope that everybody's doing great. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am so excited. I am going to be playing with the new Natasha Denona bronze palette. So we're going to be playing with this and I'm so excited. And we're also going to be playing with the bronze cheek palette. So I fell in love with Natasha Denona last year. I bought a little bit of her like smaller size like highlights and blushes and stuff, and I really do like her brand. And then I started to like get more into like her eyeshadows, like the mini palettes, and then recently I bought like the Tropic palette, which is a little bit more bigger. And then when I saw that she was coming out with this one, I fell in love with it. I think it's so beautiful and the colors are so wearable, and so I decided to buy it. And I also decided to get this one because it looked equally as beautiful. So I'm so excited to play with all this stuff. The only thing that I did not pick up from the collection was the lip glosses, because I have so much lip products I really don't need anymore. And also the colors are not really something that I'm dying to have. So I decided to skip on the lip glosses, but I do want to try the face palette and the eyeshadow palette. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm so excited. I'm looking a little pale because I don't have any blush or bronzer or anything. So let's get started. I think that I'm gonna be doing my eyeshadow first, and then we'll do the face products after. So this is the palette right here. It just launched. I believe it launched last week, and I was supposed to get this palette. I think the palette launched on Tuesday and my delivery date was Thursday, which I think is super fast. I did pre-order it on her website because new members, they get a little bit of a discount, which is good. So I did order from her website, and the shipping was super fast. I mean, I think that I pre-ordered it like 2 weeks ago, and then it launched on Tuesday of last week, and then I was supposed to get it on Thursday of last week, which is only like 2 days, which I think is amazing. But the delivery person for some reason wouldn't just leave it at my door. Like somebody had to actually sign for it, which is amazing, but it's also weird because I've never had to deal with that when it comes to makeup. So I ended up not getting the palette until Monday of this week because I kept missing the delivery guy. So, but nonetheless, I'm so excited to get into this little palette right here. It's so beautiful. All of the colors are super wearable and so beautiful. So I think that I'm going to be doing my eyes first. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know if I want to go more dark or more light. So let me just take a minute and see what I want to do. Okay, so I think that the first thing I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna go in with Beach, and I'm just gonna set my eyeshadow primer. Oh, it's a little bit darker than I anticipated, but it's okay. We're just gonna set that primer. And again, I'm looking down because I have my mirror right here, so don't mind me. Also, I just cleaned all of my brushes and it feels so good to use clean brushes. Just to let you know, like, I don't know if you guys can see, there's a little bit of kickback. And so now that I have that color on my lid, I'm gonna go into Suntan, which is this pretty like brown pinkish, and I'm gonna put that on my crease. Okay, so now that I have that shade on my crease, I am gonna go with Magma, which is this like brown reddish, like I want to say maybe like a brick kind of color, and I'm gonna put that on my outer part of my lid just to add a little bit more darkness here. And this color is very intense, so I'm just gonna use a little bit and then blend it out. Okay, so now that I have those two shades down, I am gonna go with Silk, which is this pretty like rose gold, more golden rose. And I'm gonna put it on my lid. I'm going to try just to do it with the brush at first just to see how it goes, how it applies. If not, I'll wet the brush first. Yeah, so I think I am gonna have to wet the brush. So wetting the brush didn't really do much, so I'm gonna try my finger and see if I can get more pigment. So yeah, using your finger gets you the most pigment. I don't know, guys, like it seems like nowadays like every single brand is creating these like beautiful shades, but you have to use your finger to apply it because it's the only way to get some pigment out of it. And I'm just gonna go in with the brush and try to get the like areas that I can't get to with my finger. Okay, you guys, so I went off camera and I finished the top of my eyes. I decided to do a wing, but I wanted to do like a brown wing, not a black one. So I went in with my Too Faced, what are these called? Sketch markers in brown, which I just dropped. And I also put the Smashbox Always On Gel Liner in Brood in my waterline, and now I'm gonna go back and finish my lower lash line. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into Suntan, which is that brownish, reddish, pinkish type of color, and I'm just gonna put that on my lower lash line. Then I'm gonna also go into Silk, and I'm gonna put some of that on my lower lash as well, and I'm going to wet my brush to do that. I'm gonna do about halfway. And now I'm just going to finish my eyes by putting some mascara on my lower lashes. I'm using the Smashbox Superfan mascara. Everything that I used on my face, I'm gonna have it linked down below. Everything that I didn't mention, I always put it in the description box in case you guys are curious. So I don't really have like a shade in here that I want to put in my inner corner or in my brow bone. So I'm gonna go into the face palette, which looks like this. Very pretty. And I'm going to use this highlight here for my inner corner and also for my brow bone. Okay, so I feel like the eyes are done, and so this is what the eyes look like. I think that it came out super pretty, so fresh, so summery, so bronzy. I love it. So now we are going to move on into the face. So the little face palette here has 2 creams and 2 powders. We have a cream highlight and a blush, and then we have a bronzer and a highlight. So I'm gonna, the bronzer is a very shimmery, very shiny, so be mindful of that. I love my face to be shiny, so I don't mind if the bronzer is shiny. So I'm gonna go and bronze my skin. Okay, so as you guys can see, the bronzer is extremely shiny. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my Marc Jacobs, the Tantalizer, and I'm just going to bronze up my skin a little more. I felt like I couldn't really go heavy with the Natasha bronzer because it's so shiny that I'm just going to look like a light bulb if I continue. So I'm just gonna use this. I feel like that bronzer would be nice as a bronzer topper, not necessarily as a bronzer that you would use on your own. I do have shiny bronzers that I use on my own, on their own, and it's fine. It doesn't look that bad. It doesn't look that shiny. But this one was very shiny, so beware. And now I am going to go into the little blush here, and I'm going to try that out. And I'm just going to take my little sponge, and because it's supposed to be a cream, so I'm just going to grab my sponge. And that is the blush. Is very glowy, as you can see. And I don't know if it has like a lot of color. I feel like I don't have a lot of color, like blush wise. It gave me a lot of like glow, but I don't know like if it really gave me like a color. I think that would be so pretty like on top of blush to give it a little glow. I don't know if I could use it as blush alone. So I am going to go into my Natasha Denona blush palette here, and I'm just going to take a little bit of, this blush right here because it's a little bit more coral, and I think that it will go a little bit better with my look today. And I'm just going to grab a little, just to give me a little bit more color. See? Just a little color. I can tell you that I am very, very glowy. Very glowy. Also, I already had powder on my face, so all of those cream products actually went on pretty nicely on top of the powder, so no complaints there. Obviously I don't need highlight, but we are testing the palette, so I'm gonna go in with some highlight. Let's see. So I'm gonna go in with the powder highlight, this one right here. I don't think they have names. At least I don't think so. No, they don't have names. It's just a powder highlight. And trust me, I don't need any more glow, but wow, I never thought I would say that I didn't need any more glow. But I really don't need any more glow. Seal everything with a little bit of setting spray, so I'm gonna go in with the Kat Von D. This setting spray doesn't say if it's dewy or matte, so I'm hoping it's not that dewy. I don't need any more dew. So here it is. Here is the final look. I am looking very dewy, very glowy. Even my skin is glowy. I actually used some of the e.l.f. Retro Paradise body oil thing because I wanted to, you know, be glowy for this purpose, for this video. But I didn't know that my face was gonna be so glowy, so shiny. But it is, and it's beautiful, and I like it. It doesn't feel heavy, like it doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel oily. I do have very dry skin, so this actually helps me a lot. But yeah, I feel so like summery and so pretty. I liked all of the products that I tried today. So let's talk a little bit more about the palette. Let's do some swatches. Let's see what we think about it. So this is the palette itself. Let's start with the row number 1. So there's 3 rows of 5 shadows each. Let's swatch it and see what they look like. So first we have True Copper. Just like it says, it's a copper shade, so beautiful. Wow, that swatched very beautiful. Then we have Suntan, which is a matte. That was a bad swatch. Then we have Sundown. Then we have Deep Dive. Wow, that's very pretty. And lastly, we have, I don't know how to pronounce that, Rhodium. And this one seems to be like a purple, like a gray purple. Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, that is so pretty. I don't know if you can tell in camera, but that shade, it's so pretty. Okay, so that was row number 1. Row number 2, we have Magma. Wow, very pretty. High Degree. That's very pretty as well. Alloy. Rich. and True Bronze. Wow, that's pretty. These shades are just so pretty. Last row we have Gloaming. That's very pretty. Palladium. It's also very pretty. Bliss. Silk, which is the one that I put all over my lid. Very pretty. And lastly, we have Beach. Very pretty as well. I feel like all of these colors, like the bottom row, all of these colors would be nice for like everyday looks. Like you can just put any of those all over the lid, blend it out a little bit, and you're all ready to go. So this is like a very like wearable everyday palette. So I really liked it. I liked it a lot. One thing that I do have to say is that I feel I have to look at some of my palettes, but I feel like you can get these colors in other palettes that are a little bit less expensive, because this palette is pretty pricey. I think this palette is like $68 or $65. But like I said, I bought it from her website, so I did get a little bit of a discount for being a first-time customer. I think it was like 10% or something like that. But I mean, anything helps, you know, to bring down the price. But it's a beautiful palette. But I think that what I'm gonna do in the upcoming weeks is that I'm going to be looking at all my eyeshadow palettes and seeing if I can get these same colors out of less expensive palettes, like more like drugstore palettes, or you know, cheaper palettes, because I feel like I've seen a lot of these shades in some of my other palettes that I have. But I also have to see if those palettes are also available still, because I don't want to, you know, give you a dupe for a very expensive palette for a palette that you can't get anymore. So I have to do my research, but I think that that's going to be a video that is going to come up soon, because I'm intrigued, because I do feel like I've seen some of these colors in the past. So, but I did love this palette. I feel like it did amazing. I feel like the mattes blended beautiful, and of course the shimmers are always stunning. The face palette, let's move on to the face palette. So like I said, the face palette comes with 2 creams and 2 powders. Let's swatch the creams. So this cream right here is like supposed to be like the highlight, and it's a very soft formula, but it's very pretty. It's like, it has like a shift of peach and pink in there, so it's not just like a gold. And then the blush, which I feel like it's more like a blush topper really than an actual blush. I don't feel like I got really any pigment from it. As you can see, it can even be used as a highlight on its own, because I don't feel like it's a blush. I don't feel like it gave me any color like a blush would. It gave me a lot of glow, so you can either use it as the topper for your blush, or you can even just use it as a highlight, because it really doesn't have much pigment in there. And then of course we have the bronzer, and we have the highlight, which these two are very pretty. I feel like the bronzer, you can get away with using that as a highlight on deeper skin tones, because it's very shiny. Now for like me, I think that I would use it as a little bit of glow on top of my bronzer, but I wouldn't use it as a bronzer on its own, and like I did in the beginning, just because it's extremely glowy. It's so glowy, you know, that I'm just gonna look like a light bulb. So of course I don't want that. If you have like oily skin, you try to get away from like too much shine or too much dew, then you're not gonna like this, because it's like pure like glow. pure glow, but it's beautiful. It's a beautiful palette. I am very, very happy with both of my purchases. I love both of these items, and I do recommend them. I think that they're beautiful. If you have the money to spend on them, if you want to splurge, or if you love Natasha Denona, or if you just like the colors, go for it. I think that it's beautiful. I created a beautiful look out of it, and I'm gonna keep using it because it's beautiful. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, join our little family. We are slowly growing. Thank you so much to everybody who watches the videos, who subscribes, who likes, who comments. I appreciate you all so much. It helps me out a lot. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe. We have a lot of fun here. I love to review makeup, but I also like to do hauls from all different places that I like to shop. I love to review drugstore makeup, inexpensive makeup, but I also do from time to time like to explore more of high-end, more expensive makeup. Not all the time, but sometimes. But yeah, I hope that you decide to stick around, and I will catch you guys on my next video. Bye.